That's not me. Backstage passes at a concert?
Where at what point of impact, and these 4 cars that were involved. While the only thing that's going to alleviate the congestion southbound on Interstate 5 and the northbound spectator slowing right through the 170 interchange is the removal of all the emergency equipment at the site. CHP Officer Ryan Behar says that isn't going to happen. Lanes 1 through 4 are going to remain closed for a while.
The only thing that I can estimate is probably about 3 to 4 more hours from now. But again, our goal is to open up the freeway as fast as possible so we can get traffic moving on this 5.
For a look at the backup and if the alternates are working to get people through the area, let's switch to Desmond Shaw in Sky 3.
Yeah, southbound side of the 5 here. Now you are getting by in the 2 right lanes finally, so at least you can get through for everyone who is sitting in this mind-numbing delay away from the 405, but it would be wise for you to divert over to southbound Glen Oaks, just to the east about a mile or so away from the 5, double back on Sheldon, and away you go back to the 5 or the 170. The Foothill Boulevard is also pretty good to Sunland or Latuna, and then you can go west towards the 5, but the eastbound 210 Foothill Freeway really took it because of this, so it's really going to be heavy getting out of Silmar headed through Lakeview Terrace, and the southbound 405 is also in really rough shape. People are going over there, and now we have a stickler there that you need to avoid, so you're going to want to use a Sepulveda, but it's still pretty much meltdown mode here for the northeastern portion of the San Fernando Valley. Live over from Pacoima, Desmond Shaw, KNX 1070 News Radio.
And of course, still a very serious situation. We'll have much more on this in-depth team coverage. Tom is standing by. He'll have more on our traffic report coming up in just 3 minutes. It's 10:32. Getting word now of an arrest just made in the Odette Laguna Hills woman. Let's go live now to KNX 1070's Cooper Rummel.
An active duty Marine, the woman's husband, has been arrested on suspicion of murder. The two were separated, and investigators believe the man shot his wife multiple times after some sort of domestic dispute and then drove from Laguna Hills, where the body was left, to Camp Pendleton.
We contacted the Marine Corps, who were able to find him on base and detained him for us.
Orange County Sheriff's Lieutenant Fred Thompson says they have witnesses and DNA evidence against the Marine, who has now been booked into Orange County Jail and held in lieu of $1 million bail. He's due in court next Monday. Reporting live in Orange County, Cooper Rummel, KNX 1070 News Radio.
10:33 now on KNX. Britain's official threat level from terrorism remains at severe, meaning another attack is highly likely. Authorities say that 29 people were injured when an improvised bomb exploded aboard a subway train during this morning's rush hour. Dave Nelson was on the subway when the explosion went off. He describes what it was like when the doors opened.
Doors opened, everyone panicked, trying to get off the tube. There was a lot of pushing and shoving. People thought they were being trampled. So we just ran as far as we could away from it.
President Trump has tweeted about the London attack this morning. He says the attack has prompted a rare rebuke from his British counterpart.
I am Vicky Barker in London. In the hours after the attack, President Trump fired off a series of tweets condemning what he called loser terrorists, but also claiming the suspects were known to British police, prompting this response from Prime Minister Theresa May.
I never think it's helpful for anybody to speculate on what is an ongoing investigation.
Consider the presidential wrists firmly slapped.
A terrorism expert says Londoners were very lucky as the bomb placed on that subway car appears to have not fully detonated. The LAPD has beefed up security here in Southern California as well on bus and rail lines in response to what happened in London. Nevertheless, it was a concern to commuters at LA's Union Station.
I mean, it's concerning, yeah, absolutely. I was kind of surprised when I got on the train, the lack of security at Amtrak.
The LAPD's Counterterrorism and Special Operations Bureau has been in contact with UK officials and other U.S. law enforcement agencies and has determined there is no evidence of a nexus between the attack in London and Los Angeles. Well, state lawmakers prepare for a final vote on the sanctuary state bill. We'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes at 10:40. Right now, it's 10:35. Let's hit the freeways again. Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. And this update sponsored by Bob Smith BMW. Here again, Tom Tran.
So many problems in the valley. We're going to start with a SIG alert over on the 134 going westbound. It's right at the 170. They are making some progress. It looks like some forklifts are on the scene trying to offload the truck that was at one point flipped over, blocking lanes. They're trying to get some of the load off that truck and onto another vehicle to lighten it so they can get it hauled out of the way. But that 134 westbound is jammed up from just about Olive Avenue. It is solid. So again, I would suggest exiting off the 134 using Riverside Drive or Camarillo Street going westbound. If you have to get back onto the 101, do it over at Laurel Canyon. They'll put you just on the other side of the problems. The eastbound side of the 101 also jammed up pretty solidly coming away from the Sepulveda Basin from Balboa Boulevard. It is slow all the way over towards the 101. Let's check in with Desmond in Pacific Coast Termite Sky 3. He's taking a look at those earlier SIG alerts in the valley.
Yeah, still a major deal here. The southbound 5 only getting by in the 2 right lanes here as you approach the 170. Now, once you drive through, you can cut back and continue on to the southbound 5 at least, but you really don't want any part of this closure where the freeway still practically stopped coming away from the 405. Glen Oaks, it's only about a mile or so out of your way. Definitely worth diverting to. It has recovered pretty nicely. Even San Fernando Road is starting to recover a little bit, but Laurel Canyon and Arleta are not good alternates. They were the first to sell out, and they'll probably be the last ones to clear out. We've also had the southbound 405 before Nordoff with the carpool and left lane tied up, and people were coming all the way over here to try to get away from that mess on the 5, so this certainly isn't going to work. You've got to stay off of the connectors, whatever you do from the east and west 118 to the southbound 5 and the southbound 405. They're just awful.
Northbound side of the 5, the Santa Ana portion of the freeway, down at Indiana Street. We had an earlier crash involving a big rig and a sedan. They're trying to clear the side of lanes, but it's still back up pretty solidly from Slauson Avenue. It's going to stay busy right into the East LA interchange. If you see more traffic troubles, give us a call to the LA Metro traffic tip line at 323-467-1070. Your next report, 1045 from Tom Tran. More traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Southern California weather, partly cloudy today. We're looking at highs mostly in the 70s, some valley areas getting into the 80s. Cloudy tonight, 50s and 60s your lows, and then tomorrow, your Saturday, partly cloudy, 70s and 80s for your highs once again. Right now it is 75 degrees in downtown Los Angeles. Don't forget your exclusive 5-day weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. That's at 10:45. It's one of our big stories this morning. California lawmakers set to vote on a sanctuary state bill. More on that just 3 minutes away. It's 10:37.
Even the area's largest traffic team can't cover every road. So if you're stuck in traffic, call the LA Metro traffic tip line at 323-467-1070 and tell us about it. From LA Metro, transforming LA County. Metro.net/nextstop and KNX 1070 News Radio.
Dr. Charles Menger at Saddleback Eye Center introduces the all-new 3D WOW LASIK exam, the most advanced technology in the field of LASIK surgery. Dr. Menger will measure your eyes in 3D for the best crystal clear vision. And I'll give you a 3D LASIK exam to you and the first 14 callers only. So stand by, phone number is coming, so get your phone ready to dial. This new 3D LASIK exam and procedure are for people who are nearsighted, farsighted, you need reading glasses, or you have astigmatism. And Dr. Menger does 3D LASIK to give you the best vision. It's like comparing regular TV to high-definition TV. And it'll give most people better vision than what they have now with glasses or contacts. I'll give you a free 3D LASIK exam if you're one of the first 14 callers. Call 866-755-4444. 866-755-4444. 866-755-4444.
A facelift or neck lift without surgery? How's that sound? That's right. Tighten the skin around your face, eyes, and neck without surgery, without injections, and without fillers of any kind, and have it look completely natural. That's just one of the amazing benefits my friend Dr. Rispler and the amazing team at LDI can offer you. The technology and 35-year proven track record at LDI cannot be beat. But tightening loose skin is only the beginning. If you're tired of looking at deep wrinkles or lines around your mouth and lip area, call LDI. If you want to treat sun-damaged skin on your face or even your chest, how about removing those red and brown spots? Call LDI. Or if you or your child is struggling with acne or old acne scars and you just can't figure out a lasting solution, LDI can. It will help you treat it once and for all. LDI has the most state-of-the-art tattoo removal technology in the world, removing even the most difficult tattoos more effectively and with fewer treatments. The best part, the consultation absolutely free. Call 800-606-6000. That's 1-800-606-6000, 1-800-606-6000, or go to getldi.com.
My son was number 527 out of 2,320 students. He's very smart, but he wasn't being challenged in school, and he was bored, so his grades were just average. He had high hopes of getting into a good college, so we needed something different. Then we found Halston Academy. With customized one-to-one instruction, AP courses, and a small campus environment, he started to excel. He just got accepted to his top 3 colleges. Thanks, Halston Academy.
Halston Academy is an accredited private school for grades 6 through 12 and is enrolling now. Visit halstromnow.com to learn more. halstromnow.com.
A reminder, we have a free Money Matters retirement seminar in Arcadia tomorrow, Orange Saturday, September 23rd, or Woodland Hills Tuesday, October 3rd. If you're retired or retiring soon, don't miss it. Right now, there's a lot of uncertainty, so it's critical to learn how to help protect your retirement plan. In addition, find out how to plan for retirement cash flow, planning for future price increases and inflation, plus so much more. Seating is limited. Reserve at moneymatters.net. That's moneymatters.net, or call 800-994-0302.
It's 10:40 now on KNX. California lawmakers preparing to vote on a sanctuary state bill that would expand protections for people living in the country illegally who come into contact with law enforcement. The Assembly and the Senate are scheduled to vote today on legislation which would bolster immigrant protections that are already among the toughest in the nation. Governor Brown supports the bill. A plan that would expand the Los Angeles County Board of Supervisors is one step closer to the June 2018 ballot. The state Senate has passed the measure, sending it to the Assembly for consideration. Calls for counties with more than 2 million residents to have boards of supervisors with 7 members instead of the current 5. If the legislature agrees, California voters will make the final decision. A resident of the Coachella Valley, city of La Quinta, testing positive for the West Nile virus, prompting new warnings by Riverside County health officials. They're urging everyone to make sure to get rid of any standing water that can become breeding grounds for mosquitoes that carry the virus. At least 2 other human cases were confirmed earlier this month in part of the county. It's 10:42 now on KNX. Let's welcome Juan Fernandez to our broadcast. He's live in the KCAL9 newsroom. A look ahead to the KCAL9 News at noon. Good morning, Juan.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, everybody. Coming up on KCAL9 News at noon, a young woman drowns after crashing her car into an aqueduct in Hesperia. She was on the phone with her mom moments after the crash. We'll have the latest on this tragedy. Then it was a fiery finale to a mission years in the running. NASA's Cassini spacecraft sends back its final messages before slamming into Saturn. We'll take you to JPL, where it's been a bittersweet morning for the scientists working on this mission. And we have a preview of this Sunday's Emmys, plus your weekend weather forecast. We'll show you what you can expect for the next few days and more. It's all coming up on KCAL9 News at noon.
All right, sounds good. That's all part of our in-depth team coverage here on KNX. We'll have those stories, plus traffic. We've got a new crash. This is on the 405 North near Culver City. We'll tell you more about that. Traffic and weather just 2 minutes away. It's 10:43.
Hi, Jennifer York here. You come home from vacation only to find your beautiful home flooded because the supply line from your toilet or your washing machine burst. Avoid problems all year long with SoCal Plumber 911. One call and you get the most experienced, reliable, vetted, and licensed plumber available in your area 24/7. And right now, you can get SoCal Plumber's 911 special of $50 off your plumbing service. Call 877-PLUMBER. That's 877-PLUMBER, or visit SoCalPlumbers911.com.
877-PLUMBER, SoCalPlumbers911.com.
Attention all authors. Page Publishing is looking for authors. Have you written a book and want to get it published? Page Publishing will get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, Apple iTunes, and other outlets. They handle all aspects of the publishing process for you. Printing, cover art, publicity, copyright, and editing. Call 800-501-3689 now for your free author submission kit. That's 800-501-3689 for your free author submission kit. Again, 800-501-3689.
From PBS and Emmy Award-winning directors Ken Burns and Lynn Novick comes a landmark documentary event, The Vietnam War.
What was it all about? Was it worth it?
It was extremely traumatic. Like the ground was suddenly cut from under you.
See the series Vanity Fair calls a monumental achievement, The Vietnam War. Tune in or stream starting Sunday at 8/7 Central, only on PBS.
If only we were born knowing how to plan for life's big expenses. Brought to you by TIAA.
Saving, that's really key. What happens if you want to buy a house? That can be a big chunk of change. Good thing we're thinking about it now. Inspection fees, clothing costs as well. When I'm eyeing that mid-century modern, I want to strike while the iron's hot.
Whether you're looking to save, invest, or plan your retirement, let us help you start planning today at TIAA.org.
It's 10:44 now on Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station, KNX 1070 News Radio. I'm Chris Seaton's. Stories coming up while the California unemployment rate is now rising.
This is Frank Motek. Another retailer rings up bankruptcy court. Stocks push to record highs. Your money at 1050.
I'm Randy Cardoon. Could Ezekiel Elliott be back on suspension by the time the Rams play the Cowboys in 2 weeks? Sports in 10 minutes.
A major crash in Sun Valley and the southbound 5 has been causing chaos this morning. We'll have the very latest. These stories and more in the next 15 minutes, but first at 10:45, your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5s. This update sponsored by In-N-Out Burger. Here's Tom Tran.
Yeah, terrible delays up in the valley because of multiple SIG alerts. I believe Desmond has some good news about at least one SIG alert. He's up in the Pacific Coast Termite, Sky 3.
Yeah, so 1 down, 2 to go here. The southbound 405 before Nordoff. They just reopened the carpool in the left lane. Recovering nicely here away from the 118, so you can stick with that ride. But, of course, the southbound 5, this major nightmare continues. It's 3:30 this morning, so we're talking more than 7 hours here that lanes have been blocked. You're only getting by in the 2 right lanes here, south 5 approaching the 170. You can cut back, though, and then you can make the merger there to the southbound 5 or the south 170, whatever you want to do. But I still think it's worth it to divert out of your way over to Glen Oaks at this point, and then you can double back at Sheldon. That'll get you back to the 5 or the 170. And we just came down to get over this one that's been playing off for several hours as well. The westbound 101, you're right through the 134, where the 2 left lanes still tied up here. And, boy, getting around this one, Riverside Drive, started to recover here, but I'm seeing the delays here. Tom coming away from Hollywood Way on that westbound 134.
And we've got a new problem on the 405, this time down near Culver City. A crash just before you get to the 90. That's got traffic backed up from the 105. Solid up towards the Santa Monica Freeway. Now we've got a report of a crash over on PCH. It looks like a crash south of Canaan, blocking the number 2 lane, and I'm also seeing delays on the northbound side over near Civic Century Way. Just a little bit of a slowdown there, but that southbound side will slow back at Canaan Dune Road because of that crash. No freezers, no microwaves, no heat lamps ever. An In-N-Out Burger, always fresh, is the only way. Come taste the In-N-Out difference. Your next report, 10:55. I'm Tom Tran. More traffic reports, more off KNX 1070 News Radio.
Hey, good day, everybody. Well, for us, finally a Friday. The weekend is upon us. Enjoy it. Fall weather rolls on for September. Downtown, we'll see temperatures mid-70s. The beach is right around 70 degrees as we'll be socked in pretty much today. I think we see better clearing over the beaches over the weekend. That'll allow temperatures to come up 1 or 2 degrees, as will everybody else. But still, we stay a little bit below normal. With Southern California's most accurate and dependable forecast, I'm CBS 2's Garth Kemp. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Currently it is 75 degrees in downtown Los Angeles at 10:47. The unemployment rate has gone up in California in the past month, but in the long term, the state has been doing well.
The rate is 5.1% now, still higher than the national average at 4.4%, but the bigger picture is brighter.
We have gained nearly 2.6 million jobs since 2010. And over 250,000 jobs just in the past year.
Michael Burnick is the former chief of the California Employment Department. Says he's frankly a little surprised at how well things have been going.
So we've had 88 months of employment expansion. That's one of the longest periods in the post-World War II time in our state.
Compared to a year ago, the unemployment rate in California is down about 0.3. Dick Helton, KNX 1070 News Radio.
It's 10:48 on KNX. The Forest Service says it spent more than $2 billion battling wildfires across the country this year. But a new report says the number of big fires in California has actually decreased over the past 40 years. Scientists at UCLA are doing more research to try and figure out why. They say wildfire prevention and climate are possible reasons. The head of FEMA says a lot has already been done to help the victims of Hurricane Irma start to rebuild their lives. But Brock Long also says there's still a long road ahead.
Power is going to be out for multiple days, if not weeks in some areas, because of the way the storm attacked us. And we're continuing to make progress, but I realize we have a long way to go.
Long also says that the search and rescue mission in the hurricane zone is now complete, meaning that emergency crews don't think there's anybody else who's still stranded by the high water. As relief efforts continue after Hurricane Irma, many venues have been converted into emergency centers, such as an Orlando football stadium that's now serving as a National Guard base.
I'm Peter King in Orlando. The University of Central Florida's Rachel Williams says the place we're standing in right now is normally
fun football centric area.
But this once
believe that Spectrum Stadium is now a logistics center for the Florida National Guard. Sergeant Jason Calabrese says they're processing and routing incoming supply trucks from here and other states.
They just get a little bit of rest, and then they're back on the road again.
Taking food, water, and help to the hardest hit areas. As for football, tomorrow's game with Memphis has been rescheduled so the National Guard can take care of business. Peter King, CBS News at the University of Central Florida in Orlando.
That's been our breaking news. Been following it all morning for you. Some traffic now flowing on the southbound 5 through Sun Valley after that deadly four-car pileup that kept the freeway closed for hours, but still going to be some time before all the lanes are reopened. We have in-depth team coverage, more of it coming up in our traffic report with Tom. That's at 10:55 and also at the top of the hour as well. Right now it's 10:50. Time for a check of your money. We check in with Frank Montag.
Good morning. In the business of shoe business, another one bites the dust. Aerosols, the women's shoe company, filing for bankruptcy protection, although the company does says it will continue to operate during the bankruptcy proceedings. They do plan to close up to 74 retail stores. The company's been around for 30 years, been hit by increased competition from e-commerce, especially Amazon. Payless Shoes, one of Aerosol's competitors, filed for bankruptcy protection earlier this year. Taking a look at what's happened so far this year, about 25 retailers have filed for bankruptcy. This time last year, we saw 11 file for bankruptcy protection and 18 for all of last year. Meanwhile, retailers are putting out the help wanted signs for the holidays already. Target said this week it's going to be hiring an additional 100,000 seasonal workers for the holidays, including 8,000 new hires in the Los Angeles area. Macy's today says it's increasing the number of temporary workers hiring for distribution and warehouses for the holiday season as they go after Amazon customers. Overall holiday hiring, though, at Macy's will fall nearly 4%. Right now, the Dow at a record high of 47 points at 22,250. All the major averages at or near all-time highs. The S&P 500 up 1, the NASDAQ up 14. We check your money at 20 and 50. Frank Motek, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Okay, which do you want first, the good news or the bad news about Game of Thrones? I'll give you both in 2 minutes. It's 10:51.
College football programs know the importance of recruiting. If they want to compete at the highest level, they need to bring on the best talent. People who have the skills and drive to be a success. The same is true in business. Recruiting is vital. And with ZipRecruiter, you'll have a smarter and simpler way to assemble your own winning team. With just one click, you can post your job to over 100 job boards. Then ZipRecruiter's matching technology identifies relevant talent fast. 80% of employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within 24 hours. And your ZipRecruiter dashboard helps keep everything in one place. So it's easy to review and rank the candidates with the best experience. You'll be building a powerhouse program in no time. Choose the smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter, official hiring partner of the USC Trojans.
For your free trial, go to ZipRecruiter.com/GoTrojans. ZipRecruiter.com/GoTrojans. Once again, for a free trial, go to ZipRecruiter.com/GoTrojans.
When searching help to eliminate mortgage, credit card, or business debt, search Oak Tree Law.
I'm Scott Brown, president of Crestline Funding, with a great message for homeowners. Right now, we're doing a 30-year fix for just 3.875% rate and APR.
You're not charging any points or fees, are you?
No, Mom. It's a 30-year fix for just 3.875%, no points, no fees.
That's my boy, Scotty.
Mom looks over every loan we do. She knows what it's like to have a mortgage and raise a family, so she makes sure every Crestline Funding customer is treated like family. And right now, we're doing it by giving a 30-year fix at just 3.875% rate and APR. Mom, do you remember the last time rates were in the 3s?
I can't remember when rates were in the 3s, but I do remember when you were 3 and I caught you eating an eraser.
Call Crestline Funding at 800-865-7200. 800-865-7200. 800-865-7200. Crestline Funding, your friend in the mortgage business.
$350,000 loan amount. Owner-occupied SFR, 65% LTV, 740 FICO. Rate and term refinance with Impacts. BRE number 011-90897 and MLS 1978.
10:53 on KNX. Well, I mentioned the good news and bad news regarding Game of Thrones. Let's get to the good news first. It's that HBO has put together a big exhibit featuring props, costumes, and set decorations from the Emmy-winning series. The bad news is that fans will have to travel to Spain to see it, at least for now. The exhibit is set to open at a museum in Barcelona later next month and run through at least early January, with tickets starting at the equivalent of about $12. No word yet whether it'll appear anywhere in the United States after that. It's 10:55 on KNX, actually 10:54 on KNX. 10:55 is when we check traffic. That's coming up a minute from now. First, the NFL takes another step in the Ezekiel Elliott situation. Here's Randy Cardoon.
Yeah, the NFL not letting this whole Ezekiel Elliott thing go very easily. The league has filed an emergency motion to the Federal Appeals Court today, hoping to get a quick ruling to overrule the judge who blocked that 6-game suspension of the Cowboys running back. If they don't get an answer by Tuesday, the league wants a decision before they start preparing for the Cowboys' home game against the Rams in a couple of weeks. When the Chargers face Miami Sunday in Carson, Antonio Gates will still be one touchdown catch away from setting a new record for tight ends. Coach Anthony Lynn.
Antonio, he's a pro's pro. He comes to work every day. His work ethic has been outstanding. As far as the record, yeah, he's in the plans. We're in the red zone. I mean, he's always been in the red zone plans.
And 1:05 to kick off there. Rams in Washington will kick it off at Coliseum 20 minutes later. A reminder, KNX 1070 is your home for Sunday Night Football. This week we have Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers facing Matt Ryan and the Falcons. Kickoff is at 5:30. Next sports, less than 30 minutes away from the Southern California Chevy Dealer Sports Desk. Randy Cardoon, KNX 1070 News Radio.
Still big traffic jam. 5 freeway heading south from Sun Valley. The very latest of our in-depth team coverage at the top of the hour at 11 o'clock. Right now, 10:55. More on that and the rest of the traffic situation. Your traffic and weather together every 10 minutes on the 5. Sponsored by Buffalo Wild Wings. Here's Tom Tran.
We're going to go right up to Desmond, who is in the Pacific Coast Termite Sky 3, taking a look at these terrible problems up in the valley.
There we go. No change here for the southbound 5 before the 170, where you're only getting by in the 2 right lanes. The investigation continues after someone was killed in the 3 o'clock hour. Now, if you want to use Laurel Canyon or Arleta, San Fernando Road, Glen Oaks, all of them are recovering. Glen Oaks is the best right now. I would opt for that. The eastbound 210 Foothill Freeway is going to be pretty busy because of this. And South 405 has some extra volume as well. And we also saw that west 134 at the 101 where the 2 left lanes are still blocked by that. Bickford could have it overturned. At least it's uprighted, but your delays still pretty severe coming out of Universal City and Burbank.
Drive through downtown, pretty busy in and out on most of the major routes. The Hollywood Freeway north and southbound busy. Northbound side slow out of East LA. The southbound side busy from about Santa Monica Boulevard. The 110 better than it is most days, but it's on and off the brake pedal from Manchester all the way up towards the 4 level. And the southbound side slows from Dodger Stadium into downtown. Weekdays from 11 to 2, take advantage of the new 15-minute lunch guarantee at Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports. See restaurant for details. Your next report, 11:05. I'm Tom Tran. More traffic reports more often. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Partly cloudy. We're looking at highs mostly in the 70s. Some valley areas getting into the 80s. Right now it is 75 downtown Los Angeles. Coming up, a manhunt underway in London after a terror attack on a subway train. Details in 3 minutes. It's 10:57. Breaking news.
Tear gas has been launched into a home in Pacific Palisades.
News breaks. It's just the beginning of the story.
Man fired his gun at LAPD.
Depend on us to bring you breaking news. The updated information that matters to you. Depend on us. Southern California's only 24-hour local news and traffic station. KNX 1070 News Radio.
Hi, this is Bo Bachman from Galpin Ford. I get asked a lot, how has Galpin remained the #1 volume Ford dealer in the world for 27 years in a row? Of course, it's the great Galpin deals. When my dad started Galpin over 60 years ago, his goal was to earn a customer for life by treating them with respect and honesty. Today, our goal at Galpin is the same. In fact, literally everything we do is to benefit our customers. You see, our goal is to help you find the exact vehicle of your dreams and provide transparent financing and leasing options. In fact, we'll show you in writing 20 different options to get your vehicle so you can take it home and think about it. We even have a 24-hour test drive. When you're the #1 Ford dealer in the world, there's a reason. So if you or anyone you know is interested in a new Ford, don't miss the Galpin 11,000 summer sales event going on now.
Galpin Ford, conveniently located just off the 405 freeway at the Roscoe Boulevard exit. Call 1-800-GO-GALPIN or visit galpin.com. See Galpin for full details. Offer ends September 30th, 2017.
It's late, real late. Most of the Western Hemisphere is sleeping, but you're staring at a crack in the ceiling above your bed, and uh-oh, you're thinking, aren't you? Well, that's no good. Nothing good comes from thinking this late. It's the type of thinking that only comes when you're worried about something big, something like your medical bill. But then you realize you have Anthem Blue Cross. They provide real people to talk to who can get you on the right track, right then and there on the phone. It's just one more way that Anthem is changing the game in health insurance. Now let's make a mental note to get someone to look at that ceiling for you, and let's go ahead and get some shut-eye.
For all the things that keep you up at night, Anthem has a solution. Real people, empowered to get you on the right track so you can rest easy. Anthem Blue Cross. Rest easy. To learn more, visit anthem.com. Anthem Blue Cross is the trade name of Blue Cross of California, independent licensee of the Blue Cross Association.
This is Dwight Esnard of Mesa Garage Doors. Did you know you can dramatically improve the curb appeal and value of your home with just a new garage door? I sell beautiful new garage doors for only $675. If you call me now, I'll knock off $175, and garage doors start as